Hi, I'm Karrie Bordeaux. I'm an adult services librarian at Brockport, or Seymour Library in Brockport. Public library is a little different than the academic. We do a lot more one-on-one situations for showing people how to use different types of technology, software and technology. So what I'm going to show you today is how to do Overdrive and how to download to your computer. Unfortunately, we all don't have e-reader devices. I'm sure most of you do. Which would be a lot easier to show you if we each had an e-reader device. So unfortunately I have to sit down for this because it's a little bit lengthy. So to start, I also handed out following sheets, which is all snapshots of every single thing that we're going to be doing. So step by step, so you can actually do this at home. And also you'll need a library card in Monroe County to do this, which is another kind of pain as well. So I guess we'll get started. The first thing you'll have to do is go to libraryweb.org, and here is pretty much all of Monroe County's libraries websites through here, and you'll have to go to the download page and then click on ebooks. And then here you have Overdrive, which is where all the ebooks and audiobooks can be downloaded from. Okay. So next on our sheet, we're just going to pick a random book because a lot of the times there's a high demand for items, and you will need to download Adobe Editions to read any sort of ebook through Overdrive. And I'll explain a little bit more of that as we go. So I always just tell our patrons to go into Fiction to find a book. And then as you can see here for the format, there's different types of format. The Kindle, which I have a Kindle Fire, has another process to it because it's an Amazon device. You have to have another process. Like you end up going through Amazon to download your ebook, which is a little bit annoying. And then you have the Overdrive Read, which I pulled up a website here. It just talks a little bit about how it allows for sampling for the ebook, so you don't have to necessarily download a format or Adobe Editions to read it. So you can kind of get like 10% of the book. It's kind of what you see like on Google Scholar or Google Books, where you can get like some of the book, not the entire thing, which is kind of nice. And then as you notice, back on this page, I hope I don't make anyone sick, like motion sickness doing this, you have an EPUB book. This can be read by most, believe mostly all except for Kindle Fire devices. So that's just a format that's used for Adobe Editions. And then you have PDF, which can be read by your phone, as well as your computer. And then Open EPUB Book, which is just, it does not have any digital right management to it, which I think I brought up over here. So this one, it just kind of explains the Open EPUB book a little bit. So that I think can be read by a different type of format as opposed to just Adobe Editions, is I believe how I understood it. And then you can also do searching through subject if you're not sure what you want to look for within fiction, and then also by publisher. There's a lot of people who prefer like Penguin Classics or Random House. If you get into buying from the public library, you start to notice like certain publishers have a lot of certain places to buy from. Languages, if you want different types of languages, levels for reading, rating, and then again, devices. So if you're specifically looking for a device that you want to read on, I'm not sure what the Kobo is. I've never actually heard of that. I'm assuming it's a new tablet or reader, and then you can sort that way. So we're going to go back up, and then we're going to type in Pride and Prejudice. Okay. And now, as you can see here, it's an ebook format, which is what we searched by, because you can do audio as well. And I always tell the patrons, let's start with ebook and then we'll move to audio once we get to that point. And then again, here you can filter by, based on title, by what the device you're looking for. And I was at practice this a whole bunch of times and kept doing Pride and Prejudice because there's so many different titles and publishers that you can go through. So what you want to look for when you're looking at an ebook is you want it to say borrow on it. Otherwise, it will say hold, which I can show you an example of that as well. Maybe this one? No, okay, that's pretty simple. Okay, I'll show you in a minute if we get to it. So also here it'll say copies and then available 1, library copies 1. So it's saying the library owns 1 copy and then there's 1 copy available. If there were no copies available, it would say 0 and it would say hold or place hold here. So what we do is we click borrow. And then, as you know, I already signed in with my library card, so it's already set up, but there would be a page where you type it in, just because I was going to use my Mac, but it would have been a little bit easier. And then you would hit the download button, and you would hit, you can do any version that you want to do for this, but I always just do the EPUB book. And you can also transfer this onto your device at a later time too, so if you have a Nook, you can attach your Nook like an external hard drive and drag it over as well. And then again, here you want to be looking at your account. Be aware that you can only check out 4 ebooks at a time. And then I have 2 checked out. These are the 2 that are on my bookshelf. And then how many you have remaining. And if you need to get the software and you're not sure where to get it, I always have our patrons go through the whole process and then get the software right at the page before they're checking out. And this allows you to pretty much download 2 different types of software. You can get the app for your device as well as the Adobe Edition software for your device or computer. So what we do is hit confirm and download. It'll download here. So this is the problem I thought I was going to face, is opening it in Adobe Editions. So we'll try it this way. So yeah, as you can see, I'm not terribly awesome on the PC when doing it.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Just the Mac has a little different. So yeah, I guess this will suck up a lot of my time. So anyway, I guess you can see if you look on the sheet, we'll go down here since we can't find it. So what it does is it downloads to, this is a snapshot of my screen on the computer, and what mine does, it downloads to Finder. And I don't want to spend time searching to see where this downloads to. And if you can right click on it, you can hit open in Adobe Digital Editions, and then it'll open for you and you can read your book online. And again, here within the Finder on the Mac, or within the download area on the PC, that's where you can drag the whole file to your device. And then in order to return it, you just right click. You can right click on the book within your Adobe Edition, so it basically serves as your bookshelf. And then you can hit return borrowed item, and the book will be returned, in which this is the snapshot, and then it will delete itself from your device. Okay. So when you do that, you can actually go back to your bookshelf and you can go back to your bookshelf and it'll have it completely deleted. And then you can borrow whichever other books that you desire to. So it's pretty much all there is to know about Overdrive and using it through Monroe County. I'm not sure how other library counties use. I know some use OWL. I'm sure they all use Overdrive within it. And I imagine it's set up the same exact way. Unfortunately, I haven't had any opportunity to play around with how other libraries use theirs. Are there any questions? Has anyone ever done this before?
Yeah. I didn't know you could return them. I read them on my iPad and I can never figure out how to do that.
Yeah, you can go right into your Adobe Editions.
Because it didn't tell me to download them. Like I had to download the Overdrive app, but it didn't do anything like Adobe Edition.
Oh, okay. I think the apps, I want to say the app serves as the same. I think, I'm not entirely sure, as what Adobe Editions would do. And you should be able to return it right from your device.
Yeah, you can return and delete from your bookshelf in Overdrive.
Yeah, and then if you have the Kindle Fire, you can do that right through Amazon. You can just return it through Amazon, which is pretty cool.
Do you find
time when you're teaching these, do you break them up into separate sections, or would you give an overview like this?
When I teach, I actually do a walkthrough with them, so they'd be right next to me and we have their device, and then we literally just do step by step by step. A lot of the times it's repeating the steps, just to make sure that they understand everything.
Because Buffalo Erie County has done a lot of training online. You can download the packet of information. You can also do a tutorial, and that's specific to your device, because we found that a lot of the patrons coming in got totally confused hearing, well, you do it this way for this one, then you do it this way for another one, and they all come out totally confused.
I think for the Kindle Fire, I would definitely do a separate teaching, and I like doing the snapshot handouts because it's a takeaway that they can always
Right.
look for and be like, oh, I have to do this, and showing the image of something and having circled.
Do you make them available on your, I'm assuming you already have this on your team.
Not on our website. Our website's rather limited at Seymour Library, but they're available if people need
Next
them.
time.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.